I was able to really experience God as a force.
We would just dig into the book of Corinthians.
Why I'm a conscientious objector.
Sharing and just preparing our hearts, preparing for God to use us.
Walking into Maranatha was a little scary, but the first couple days were really good. People were very friendly and open and ready to get to know each other.
On a typical day at MBS, you get up in the morning and get ready for your day, and then most people would head out for breakfast.
And then you would head straight to chapel.
The chapel services were inspiring. The messages were always practical and things that youth definitely face in daily life.
My favorite class was biblical leadership, and in that class we just talked about so many things that applied so directly to my life as a young man.
My favorite class was definitely Pilgrim Living. We looked at a lot of the practical things that we do in our Christian life and why we do them. Modesty, music, why we don't go into the army. I learned why I do things and figure out why I do them, not just do them because I've always done them.
Music and technology was based off of the book by Gary Miller, Surviving the Tech Tsunami. We spent a little over a week and a half looking at technology, and then the last week we talked about music and our use of music and how it affects us.
We would have choir every day. At first, it seemed we were trying to learn the music and it got a little frustrating, but after a while, the words began to jump out at you.
I would say mealtime was one of my favorite parts of the day. It was always a blast. We had many conversations.
Volleyball, ping pong, spike ball, and the weather was normally nice that we could go on walks together.
Saturdays are mostly an open day, as long as you have an excursion slip in to let the principal know where you're going, when you'll be back.
Church services on Sunday especially, those were very similar to what I was used to. Students got involved regularly, song leading, and there was even a portion, a week or two, where the students were giving the chapel talks.
Every Sunday evening after the evening service, we would go out into the halls and we would sing for 20 or 30 minutes. One of the highlights of going to second term is the closing program. People from all over the United States come. It's just a good closing, last thing we do together before we go back home. One big thing that I'll never forget about tour is our experience in LA.
On the bus, you try to pass the time however you can.
It was in Mexico, actually. And there was this one man. I asked him if he knows where he would go after he dies.
We spent 4 days doing street ministry, which is really stretching and exhausting, and I think the experience will go with me for the rest of my life.
I would definitely recommend Bible school to my closest friends. I really enjoyed it, and I think everyone should have a chance to go.
I would definitely say my experience at Maranatha has been a really good one.
It's a place where you basically just set aside all the distractions. You basically just define your identity as somebody that's seeking God, and that's what everyone else is there doing too.